Killer awesome truckers. What's up, dog? It's time for another walk and talk. Now, I know some people that might be new to this are like, dude, man, these are freaking long. Would you get to the point? They're boring. Dude, man, you're just like missing the point, all right? These are supposed to be laid back conversations. You know, we keep it real. This is real. It's not fake. It's not AI. Not yet. Some of you have seen my AI stuff, so we could do. There's a trend on YouTube now. I've been thinking about it, where it says such and such, but it's ruined by AI. We could do, we could do trucker talk, but it's ruined by AI. Oh hell! As a matter of fact, I could do a lot of my stuff that's ruined by AI, but it wouldn't take AI to ruin it, would it? Maybe it'll make it better. All right. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? Well, gee, if you read the title, you probably already know, right? We're going to talk about the possibility of me going back to Swift. Not anytime soon. I love my job, but we may have to move in a year, and I may go back into trucking at that time. But it's about leasing. Now, I already know. I've done my research. Leasing with a company is bad. It's mostly a scam. Two of the truck driver YouTubers that did lease, or two of them, and I know which ones you know of. There's Trucker Todd, and then there's This Guy Trucks. And both of them were like, nah, it's not a scam. Just read your contract. Kitty! Kitty! Did I ever mention that I have a attention hyperactive problem? Some of you have been with me for a while. You're like, no kidding. I didn't know. Yeah, and I somewhat agree to what they're saying in regards to the lease. It's like, it's not a scam because the stuff is in the contract, but it kind of is. And here's why I say that. Because really, you're still a company driver, but you're just making the truck payments for the company. Now that can be argued because, oh no, you're making payments on the truck that you're going to be owning. Okay, good point. There's a car. Welcome to Trucker Talk. It's a mix of trucking and Shep Rambles without the green screen. Anyway, this is a green screen. Do you see how the light's kind of shining? Pretty damn good, huh? The hell was I talking about? Leasing. Something like that. Let me think. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's true. There's a message on my phone there. All right, so yeah, it's true. You're making payments. Another message. You're making payments on a truck that, you know, you're hoping will be yours. The problem is that the company is controlling your miles. You don't have a control over your success. The company does. They can give you miles. They cannot give you miles. You can fail because of the company. Ask prime lease drivers. Especially now there are team drivers that are getting solo loads. And then, obviously they're supposed to split that money up between two people. It's ridiculous. And I've read many cases where, and not just Prime, but drivers who had to turn in their truck because they couldn't afford the balloon payment at the end, or they were nearing the end of their lease, and all of a sudden, oh, well, we just don't have any loads, or all we got are these 200-mile loads. And it's crap. I'm not saying that Swift is like that. The thing is with the Swift lease, you don't hear very much about it. Once in a while, there's a video that comes out where some person is saying, yeah, I'm leasing and it's not that good, and it's like just one video. The only two that I've seen that actually made more than one video, several videos, was the two I mentioned. Trucker Todd and Josh over there at This Guy Trucks. Damn, that's a bright light. He'll move over here. But neither one of them really went into detail of what it was like to do a lease. You know what I mean? And I guess that's just because they're not so much vloggers. They're just people that are doing truck driving and just kind of filming here and there. Whereas someone like me, and you've seen maybe my trucking vlog, The Killer Awesome Trucking, where I documented my entire first year of trucking, company driver with Swift. Every single load that I did. Why did I do that? Because no one else did it. Because I wanted to give new drivers, potential drivers, the opportunity to see what it was like to truck from one load to the other. That's why I did that. Now, let's talk about why I would be stupid enough to get into a lease. Maybe it's stupid. Anyway, let's talk about it. All right, so number one, I'm not sure I want to go back company. I kind of want to go forward, not backward. You know what I mean? Now, I know some might be saying, well, you're going back to Swift. Isn't that backwards? I guess. The thing is I've said this before. Swift is not a bad company. They got bad drivers. We'll chalk that up to training. But yeah, it really wasn't that bad. There are bad people in the company, but the company itself is a good company. The benefits are good. They don't force dispatch you. They tell you to shut down if the weather is bad. They also give you warnings too. So no, Swift prioritizes on safety. It's just the drivers make poor decisions. I've done a few, not that badly, but I've had my moments. But they're a lot more flexible and forgiving than a lot of these other companies. Now, don't get confused. There are the cardinal sins. Basically, there are 3 cardinal sins in trucking. don't flip. Flipping your truck and trailer, jackknifing it, and hitting a bridge. Those will 99% get you fired. It is cold in the shade. Fortunately, all the buildings are all in shade here. I'd like to get some sun. There's some sun over here. Maybe I'll go stand in it. Also, Swift has got a lot of terminals from West Coast to East Coast. And maybe I should make a separate video on why Swift is a good company. Or why I think Swift is a good company. Do I think they're the best company? No. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're decent. And there are company drivers that have been driving for years for Swift. They got million miles and stuff like that. So are those stupid drivers? I don't think so. Everyone's got a reason for going where they're going. And if someone has stayed at Swift for 5, 10, 15 years or whatever, they have their reasons for staying. Maybe they don't have a reason to go somewhere else. Maybe it's not about them making as much money as they can. Because just because you have a job that allows you to make a lot of money doesn't make it a great job. Unless that's all you're focused on is money. I'm not. Money is good. Money is going to be important when it comes to leasing. But I'm not going to let money run my life. It's all about balance, right? Balance. Got to keep it steady. All right, so that is one reason why. Well, those are a few reasons why I would go back to Swift. It's not a bad company, And I've said before, in regards to why I had to leave Swift, it was just a situation that just wasn't going to work out. I did not even know about their casual fleet, and I thought, damn, that's bright. I thought that I was going to have to leave Swift a year ago, and then they told me about the casual fleet. So because of them, I was able to at least continue for another year, even though I didn't have any loads except for picking up an abandoned trailer at a truck stop that was on the verge of getting towed, and an actual round trip to Albuquerque and back, and a brand new truck. Swift, that was the most awesome thing that you did. Was the brand new truck. That was freaking great. Even though it had a check engine light that came on. But that's not your fault. That's not your fault. That's just freaking Freightliner. But yeah, I mean, the last memory that I had being on the road with Swift was an awesome one. It really was. New freaking truck. The refrigerator was like, all the shelves were in there. It latched and everything. I didn't have to use Velcro to keep it shut. Man, that was freaking awesome. I even had 2 different mattresses in there. So, no, I got nothing. I got no complaints. I got some complaints about Swift. They're minor, though. I mean, honestly, it's really just like any other company. There's no company that's perfect. I mean, even the company I'm with right now, I love the company. Great pay, great people. It's close to home. I love it. But I don't have the opportunity to work overtime. So it's one of my gripes. So no place is perfect. So we've gone off tangent here. We've been talking about video games and stuff. No, we haven't. All right, so that is why I would go back to Swift. And also because I want to test out their lease program. So It's not going to be a scam because I know what I'm getting into. I know that it may possibly not work out, but I've got my reasons for wanting to do it. Do you see the sun creating a shadow of me? That just looks weird. He's like, put the shadow right there. That's not me holding it. That's someone in front of me holding it. Anyways, didn't I start? I think I said 1 or 2. I don't know. Anyway, the reason, oh yeah, I did say 1 because I didn't want to go back to being a company driver. I wanted to move forward. And, you know, I'm okay with going back to Swift. So, Swift, if you're listening, you know, you may have the pleasure of having me coming back. I mean that sarcastically. By the way, my driver leader was really good. My second one. He was very patient with me. So, if you're watching, I know his wife was watching. I appreciate you being open and flexible with me, and quite forgiving, as a matter of fact. Anyways, all right. Now, number 2, I want the flexibility. I want to be able to grab the loads that I want to load, the loads that I want to load, the loads that I want to take. I don't want some planner or dispatcher, this is all we got, when, you know, you don't have access to see what they're seeing, and they could very well be lying to you, which does not surprise me because there's a lot of lying in trucking, not just Swift. Okay, it's trucking in general. There's a lot of lying. So I want the flexibility in loads. And if I'm getting loads from a planner, great. If they don't have what I'm looking for, I can go to the load board, which is a lot better now than what it was a year ago or 2 years ago. And it's supposed to get better based on another YouTuber that I watched, who actually showed the load board, and he showed his statements and everything, and it was very helpful, but that was the only video he did that on. It'd be nice to see more of it, so that way you could see how is it like from load to load. Is it always good, where he can always find something, or have there been times where there just was jack crap? Also, in regards to flexibility, I want the ability to be able to either bobtail where I want or relocate to another area. Yes, I will not get paid for empty miles. I know that. But there are some cases where sometimes you just want to get out of an area and you don't give a damn. You're just like, frick, I would put my own fuel in here and drive if I could. Well, in a lease truck you can. Yeah, it's coming out of your pocket, but might be worth it depending upon where you're at. But continuing on with the flexibility, my wife and I, we live in a fifth wheel. Now we're going to be moving to another location probably for a little bit, but the idea is for us to kind of go and travel around. And with Swift, I can relocate to different terminals or somewhere close to it. And trying to do that with a company truck is not very easy. Sort of, kind of is, but since I want to be able to be where my wife is and when she's driving with just the truck, I can bobtail with her. So that way she knows that I'm close by in case something happens. So leasing a truck in that respect is is a good thing, because I wouldn't be able to do that as a company driver unless the route just happened to be going where we wanted to go. Also, in regards to flexibility, if I can bobtail wherever I want with that truck, that means I can use it as my personal vehicle, and I can just, if I want to go somewhere and see a site or something, I can do that, if it's a little bit out of the way. I can take a break for, a couple days or 3 days and go see a site, go make some videos of that site, put it on Killer Awesome Day. Maybe some of it on a trucking vlog. Here's another thing about leasing. You're not limited on your personal conveyance. You still have to use it correctly. You can't be advancing a load. So if you're using your vehicle for personal reasons, you can use personal conveyance. So I can PC to go do some sightseeing or something. As long as I am not advancing a load, then I can use PC. If you're taking an empty trailer, I have heard people using personal conveyance and just driving like 100 miles or so. But I would only do that if I needed a place to park and there wasn't anything close. That's another good reason for leasing, is there may not be a good place for you to park. This would allow me to drive later and maybe get to a place that I know is going to be good to shut down rather than Love's. And oh man, the parking is getting really bad now. Have you noticed that? I was only in OTR for like just over 2 years, and I stopped a year ago. It wasn't that bad when I started. And there was more truckers out on the road at that time. There's a lot less now. But it's so bad. There are people just parking in front of other trucks. What the hell? It has gotten so bad. Anyway. Yeah, so personal conveyance is another good thing too. Now, yeah, diesel's not cheap. The gas mileage isn't the greatest. It's better if you're bobtailing. But, yeah, that's the thing to think about. Also, idling, which that can get expensive too. But at least you don't have a company breathing down your neck saying, you can't be idling that much. I'm like, it's freaking 110 degrees outside, and it's even hotter on the truck. Or it's 10 degrees outside, and the truck is like a freaking ice cube. At least if you're leasing a truck, you can idle if you want. Some trucks, and I'm hoping this is the case with Swift, they're supposed to be bringing back APUs. Now, whether they're for company trucks or for lease trucks, I don't know. But APUs are going to be great. One, to save on fuel. Two, in the states that don't allow you to idle, you've got that APU. So we'll see what happens in a year, assuming I go back to Swift. Oh yeah, another good reason to lease. You can go to whatever fuel stop you want to. You do not have to go to where the company, you do not have to go to the company gas places. You can go to mom and pop places and fill up. You can fill up where you need to. You don't have to be forced to fill up where the company tells you to fill up. So that goes into that flexibility part. And there were several times I was out on the road where I'm just kind of like, I really don't want to go that direction. I'd rather go this direction instead. but my fuel stop was in that direction, and it was at a Love's or a Flying J that was absolute dog crap as far as getting in and getting out and stuff. And so again, it's nice to have the flexibility to go where you want and have control over how you're doing these loads and which route you're taking, because sometimes a direct route is not the best route. And I guess the last reason for wanting to do it is as a service to the rest of you. I mentioned this in a post, and I may have mentioned this in a previous video. I want to document everything just like I did during the first year of being a company driver, being a new one. I want to document everything. I want to show you folks what it's going to be like to be a lease operator. You'll know everything in regards to the loads, getting the loads, where we're going, the payments, the expenses, how much money am I putting in my pocket, how much tax am I having to pay, how am I doing the taxes. Supposedly you have to pay a tax in every single state that you drive through. And then isn't there like a road tax or something? And then there's the rent, there's like a fee for using the Zonar tablet, and then the which I can't remember, the thing that lets you know if you have to pull into a way station or not. You know what it is? I forgot what it was. the little green red beepy thing. Oh, pre-pass, that's what it's called. And it's also used for like toll roads and stuff like that. So what is it going to be like? And not just one statement from week to week. What is it going to be like? And I want to be able to do that for you folks, so that way you know what it's going to be like. All right, so let's take a look at the Swift site in regards to leasing, so we can just kind of look it over. Okay, we're gonna go over the website here in a moment. There was something else that I was thinking about in regards to leasing. A couple of things. Number one, you're basically leasing the truck from the company. Maybe you're not leasing it to try to own it, but maybe you're leasing it so that way you can take loads and make some money. It may not be as much as a company driver, and yeah, you may not be getting benefits, but you're doing it because you want more flexibility. You want the perks that come with being a owner operator. And so you may not own your own truck, but you're leasing a vehicle so that way you can run your business, so to speak. Another thing too is I can get myself established as lease op, owner op, owner operator leased onto a carrier. I can get myself established. I can set some money aside, and then I could put a down payment on a truck that I really want. I mean, I want a Freightliner. Some of you are thinking, oh, why would you want one of those? That'll be another video, I guess. But the ones that Swift is going to be leasing are going to be limited. They may not have APUs in them. They don't right now. They don't have as many features in them. But if you go to a dealership and go through a lease program with them, you can pretty much get whatever truck you want with all the bells and whistles and all the little options and everything. And if I'm going to be out on the road, that's what I would like. I would like a truck that is going to have everything that I want, so that way I can do my job and be comfortable. out there on the road. Because I know there are some real truckers out there that would prefer to suffer. To them, real trucking is about being miserable on the road as much as possible and just suffering and getting lack of sleep and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever. If that floats your boat or your truck, whatever, um, more power to you. That's not what I want. Um, Trucking is a little different for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Swift website. Let's just see what it has to say. Okay, I'm not doing any direct recording of the screen like I've done on, some of my other videos and stuff. Like I said, we're just kind of keeping this down to earth. We're keeping it real. So here is the page in regards to owner-operator here. Do you have a passion for the road and entrepreneurial spirit? Are you a skilled and ambitious professional seeking to control your destiny and forge your own path in the world of business? If so, being an owner-operator at Swift may hold the key to unlocking your entrepreneurial spirit. As an owner-operator, you have the opportunity to build a successful business and enjoy the rewards of your own boss. All right, so they're going to make that as as attractive as possible. Yeah, this is all great and stuff, but I have my own reasons to want to do it. Why become a Swift owner-operator? Well, there's no credit checks. That's good. There's no upfront cost. That's a big thing. 0 down lease options for owners. So, like I said, you can at least get started and at least be down the road, no pun intended, in regards to what it's like being an owner-operator. And if it works for you, if you like it, you can have money set aside where you can either go and buy a truck or you can lease what you want outside of the company. And then that way, that is your truck. And if things dry up at one carrier, you can just go to another carrier. It's your truck. No truck, no problem. We offer new and used Freightliner, Cascadias, Kenworths with 0 to 450,000 miles. We have short-term and long-term leases available. And I would do the long-term one. All right, then we got here from Swift owners. Yeah, we'll just skip that. Late model trucks. Okay, so they've got Freightliners. They've got Kenworths. There are people that swear by those. I've driven Freightliner the most. Kenworth I drove for maybe a couple of days when I tried out flatbed and didn't really like it. Volvos, yeah, I really don't like how those things are. I don't like the inside. I don't like the dash. And then International, do we really need to talk about this one? If you really want an International, go for it. I would not recommend it based on my experience. I think they're freaking they're utter garbage. But you do you. If you want an International, go for it. And then they are bringing in Peterbilts. They're not the long noses. All right, but they are bringing in Peterbilts. So that's cool. Now, maybe I'll like a Peterbilt. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it and see. Then you've got fleet opportunities. You can explore the option of, purchasing multiple trucks and owning your own fleet. Yeah, well, I'm not going to worry about that right now. If it happens, it happens. Sometimes things don't go as planned. But here you go. These are the different things you can do. You can do line haul. You can do refrigerator. You can do intermodal. You can do flatbed. Teams. Forget it. Grocery. Dedicated. So I want to be able to have the option to be able to do dry van, refrigerated, grocery, maybe do some dedicated routes. Yeah, I want to be able to kind of move around and try a few things. I did like refrigerated when I did it for 5 days out in Missouri. I did enjoy this. Made some really good money with it. So I wouldn't mind doing refrigerated. And I don't know if, maybe if I, get back into trucking, maybe instead of dry van, maybe I will do refrigerated. I'll do refrigerated as a lease operator. Because that would be different on two aspects. It wouldn't be dry van and it won't be company. So I don't know. I like that idea. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I know some people are saying they can't really make money with refrigerated, and then others say they can. So I don't know. Guess we'll find out, right? Equipment and technology. All right. So yeah, they've got all the stuff in here. They don't mention APU. All right. They talk about the heater system and the opti idle. You can also get wraps on your truck, a decal package, which is cool. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I have a truck on Truck Simulator that has like an 80s theme around it. It's a purple truck and it's got an 80s theme around it. I'd do that. I would totally do that. I don't know, what color do you think I should go with if I get my own truck? Should I get red or should I get purple? Ooh, that might be kind of cool. Anyways, you can do a truck decal customizer. Well, they're probably not going to have what you want. Maybe they will. Then you've got refrigerators. Vast trailer network. That's another reason why I might want to do refrigerated, because the trailers are probably better. We've seen the trailers in dry van. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the reefer trailers might be a lot better. And you got, that's a beautiful color right there. The maroon, I like that one. So even if I can't get purple, this is purple. It doesn't look like it because of the camera. There we go. See? That's not a bad purple. I mean, this I would be okay with this. I like this too. This is a nice look. They're Freightliners too, see? Various trucks available. New and used MRP lease trucks. We carry truck industry leading truck brands like Freightliner, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then, there's the Zonar. So you gotta rent that. I don't think it's very much. And then you want a camera. So yeah, you're gonna want a dash cam. And it's gonna be outside. It's going to be external. From what I understand, you can have an internal camera and you can go faster on the road. They'll let you go faster, but otherwise, yeah, and no thanks. I don't want an internal one. So, owner-operator compensation. It doesn't really say anything, does it? Fuel surcharges. You get money for fuel. You get it, so you have to pay for it first, but you'll get a surcharge. Now the thing is if you're good with your fuel mileage, all right, and you're going to places where the fuel isn't expensive, you can actually make more money. You can have more money in your pocket because of this. All right, so there's a few more things here besides fuel surcharges. You've got stop pay, so there's the answer to that. If I do refrigerated, multiple stops, you'll get stop pay. Unload pay. You folks know how this is. Much of Swiss freight is drop and hook. Well, that's not true. However, if you did have to unload, we have unload pay determined by your specific contract. Now, does this mean if you had to unload? Or are they talking about lumper fees? That's interesting. I don't know. I think that might actually be where it's touch freight. Huh. Then we got detention pay. At Swift, we realize your time is valuable and, when applicable, provide compensation for detention. Some companies are really bad with this. Detention pay will be automatically applied to every trip based on the accurate entry of arrival and departure times entered by the customer. So, yeah, there were times as a company driver, they did pretty well with detention pay, especially if you are having to wait. I didn't really have a problem with that. It was layover pay that I had a problem with. Now, you're not going to get layover pay as a owner operator, but you do get detention pay, so that's something. It's probably not going to be much, but it's at least something. And since you're going to be using the Zonar, there are certain things that you do to put that money, to put the time, that you're having to wait in there. And so, yeah, it's pretty much automatic. Then at the end, you can trade in, you can purchase with your own financing. So there doesn't have to be a balloon payment at the end. You can actually finance that. Some companies won't let you do that. Prime, from what I understand, you either have that balloon payment or you don't. But here, you can purchase with your own financing. Or you can enter into a MR. Isn't that the same as this? You can trade in your truck for another lease, or into, I don't know, maybe lease what's left. I don't know. And then driver programs. You got a load board. You got the owner million mile program, truck selection, no credit checks, become a training consultant. That's okay. 2024 holiday deal, leasing purchase program, no payments, blah, blah, blah. Until 2025 for all leases. So, yeah, not too bad there. And then there's the load board. There is the load board. And this is supposed to get better. See, right now, it's just for dry van, but they're supposed to be adding refrigerated to that and flatbed and all kinds of stuff. And then here's some more reasons for going on there with Swift. You've got the on-road support, rapid response, regional fleet consultants focused on helping you get where you need to go, placement center for regional or dedicated lane options. You got 50 plus shops and terminals that provide free parking, $80 per hour for shop door rates. That's inexpensive. Rental trucks available. And then you got, we don't have 200 terminals. Do we? Do we actually have more than 200 terminals? I don't think we do. Drop and hook, load options. Yeah, I don't think so. There's going to be live loads in there. I don't think it's going to be the majority. If it is, great. But yeah, I'm not so sure I believe on that. And then, hey, you've got the stuff at the terminals. You got the truck washes and the free laundry, fitness centers at some of them, driver lounges, the comm data cards. We can skip that. And then you've got, here's all the terminals that they've got. I've been to quite a few of these. I haven't been to all of them, but I have been to quite a few of them. And we can skip that one too. And then there's some videos. You can skip that also. Yeah, I don't know about that orange truck. Contact a recruiter today. La 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 la. Oh, visit our latest inventory. Let's click on that. Let's see what they got. All right, we got a 2024 Freightliner. Ooh, 2021. I wonder if it's got the prices on them. 2019, 2019. I had a 2019 Freightliner. Gotta remember, don't make it too old, because then you can't take any loads into California. You may not want to take anything into California, but that one's sold. It's because it's a black one. It's a Kenworth. Let's click on this one here. Let's view the details of this. Never mind, it's sold. Well, it's not like I can get one anyway. I want this truck. It's not available. Yeah. Heck, you can get the if you lease outside of Swift, you can get that one that's got the freaking digital dash all the way across. That thing is cool. But yeah, you got pictures there. I was hoping that they might have like the price or something, or like how much it would cost per month. That would be nice if they had that information. Now, I mentioned that if you're leasing and setting some money aside, so that way you can lease outside the company, that is a possibility. So you're not leasing it, from the company the entire time. I found this site called SFI Trucks and Financing. It may be good, it may not be good, I don't know. But I just came across it. And look at this, they got a 2025 Premium Freightliner Cascadia. You can choose between dark red, charcoal, medium rich blue, and black. Mileage as low as 0. 13 trucks available. This is one reason why it might be good getting a new truck, because you've got 15,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty on brand new units. That'll be eaten up quickly. You got 5-year, 500,000 mile engine warranty, and 3-year, 350,000 mile comprehensive vehicle warranty. And here are the full specifications. You got the Detroit diesel, but here you go. HVAC, or your APU. You've got an APU system in here, but you've also got a bunk heater. That's cool. Now, I wonder if this has got a idle opti. It probably does not have. It might have opti idle. So that way you can charge stuff and then it can shut off. But look at this 1800 watt inverter. This is great right here. That means I wouldn't need to use that generator that I've got very often. This is gonna handle like a double stovetop and stuff. So I really like this. You got a refrigerator, built-in refrigerator with a drawer style opening. I don't know if I like that. I like the door, where you just open it up, like this, not pull out and put stuff in. But I don't know, that might be okay, because if you pull it out and put stuff in, you might be able to actually stack it a little better. Steering wheel, not really worried about that. Black Laredo leather driver and passenger seats. Microwave shelf with upper storage. Ford roof mounted console with door. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much a Freightliner. Premium LED sleeper cab and baggage lighting. 3 12-volt power outlets in the bunk area. That's cool, because my company truck only had 2. So 3, that's kind of cool. And then safety features. You got the collision thing, side-facing radar system. That's cool. Forward and side-facing cameras. Look at that. So you've got forward cameras, and you've got cameras that face off to the side too. This is good. This is a good thing to have. Electronic stability control system. Sleeper. Raised roof sleeper, 72 inches. Lower bunk, Murphy bed with foldable seats, table, and mattress. I don't know if I want this, though. I don't want really the foldable seats and table. I mean, it's nice, but I'd rather have the storage. But the upper bunk, I want an upper bunk with a mattress. I would use the upper bunk for like storage and stuff. But I would rather have that storage underneath. But foldable seats and a table is not too bad either, because I can use that as a desk. But anyway, body and chassis, who cares? Weight and dimensions, nah, cares. I mean, it's important, I guess, but yeah. So here's the requirements to lease. So you fill out an application, your driving experience, how much money you have for a truck security deposit, down payment, in other words. So set aside $5,000, maybe $10,000. That'll help make your payments low. You'll be contacted. You can talk to them about your revenue goal. How do you plan to obtain freight? Well, hey, if you're already leased on to a carrier, and if you're already doing a lease, then you're already in the system. You're already established. You know, you go in there and you're like, well, you know, I'm leasing from the company, but I want to have my own. I want to have my own truck with my own stuff on there. So I'm already getting freight and everything. So see, that's going to be a good thing. Your expected business expenses, well, you're already going to have that information too. Whether you plan to lease on with a carrier or operate on your own authority, well, you're already leased on with a carrier. Pick a truck from our inventory to lease, blah, blah, blah. Set up a closing date. You'll get to walk through the truck and all kinds of other things. So we could talk about this another time. And I would, if they would let me, I would love to walk through, you know, one of these trucks and take a look at the options and stuff. But see, this is where a lease operator is not a bad thing. If you're getting in there just to kind of, you know, get your feet wet and get things started, and then you can jump into one of these. Because see, if you get your own truck outside of the company, you can get your own authority and get your own loads. If things go bad with the carrier, or let's say the carrier, and I don't think Swift will, but let's just say they go out of business. Well, guess what? Your truck is your truck, and you can just go somewhere else. So, and if you were leasing with the company, you would not be able to do that. Heck, if I wanted to go lease on with Prime, it'd be my own truck. I could do tanker. So there's all kinds of options. Will it all work as planned? Probably not. But, you know, it can be an experience. So that's why I'm just kind of thinking, you know, maybe leasing is not such a bad thing if you go into it with the right attitude. If you go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to make all kinds of money, I can go home whenever I want, blah, 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 yeah, you might have some trouble. But if you kind of go in there with a good attitude and a plan, or somewhat of a plan, you know, it might actually work out for you. Okay, so there you go. That's the information on lease. And like I said, I know this was a long video, but it's just, you know, it's the walk and talk. We're just kind of going over things casually. I'm kind of going over my thoughts and stuff in regards to it. And as long as you know what you're going into, it's not going to be a scam, because you know what you're going into, you know what the possibilities are going to be, good or bad. Yes, I mean, it may not work out very well, but they are walk away leases. So if it doesn't work out, just step away from it. Step away from it. You're not going to know if it's going to work for you or not unless you try. You can also use it as a stepping stone. Like I said, if you would rather get your own truck with what you want on it, you're going to want to go through a dealership. And if you're already working as a owner op, or you've already been leasing, and you've got that where you can show that you've been making payments and stuff, that'll help you in regards to getting the truck that you want to get. So things to keep in mind. And it's also about the flexibility too. Because I know as a company driver, yeah, there's some benefits to being a company driver, but there's like a lot of straight jacket leashes and stuff like that are also on you too. You can't quite do things the way that you want to do them. If you've got a good driver leader that can be flexible with you, then that's one thing. But there's some driver leaders that just like, you got to do it this way. And you're like, I'm the one out on the road. It's like, just leave me alone. Let me do my job. As a lease op, that's pretty much it. You know what your job is. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me do my job. So I like that aspect of it. That's why I'm thinking about it. And I like the idea of doing the refrigerated and doing lease ops. So I'm gonna look into that. One thing that I would like to do is maybe do some interviews with some Swift drivers that are leasing, and try to do some that are doing dry van, and get an idea of how much money they're making, and also those that are doing refrigerated, and see how much money they're making. You do get paid for empty miles if you're taking your loads from a planner. If you're going to the load board, then it's on you. You don't get paid for the empty miles. That kind of makes sense. Anyways, that's where I'm at right now in regards to it. Like I said, it's not going to happen anytime soon. That's why I'm spending this year preparing. I'm preparing myself physically, mentally, emotionally, doing my research, working on my endorsements, getting all that stuff done. So that way, if and when I get back into trucking, I'll be ready to go. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that other good stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that's coming to the channel, and there may be some stuff that other stuff that I do that you might be interested in. It's not all trucking. You may have realized that. There's a lot of stuff here. So hope you stick around. We'll see you next time. Have a killer awesome day.